What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. God, I saw this story, and I think it would be interesting to hear you guys' input in the comment section about this. The story we're talking about took place earlier this week in Florissant, Missouri. Shout out Florissant. And it's involving this piece of crap right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this man that you see up here, his name is JamesE.Paulette. And this guy checked an 8th grader out, a 13-year-old girl out of school, Cross Keys Middle School to be exact, and took her to his house. Now, the parents are on TV and they're talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to what they said. And, you know, this guy posed as a family friend to get this little girl out of school, you know, saying that it was the death in his family. Now, him taking this child and being with her at age 13, 30 years her senior, is bad enough. But the way he did it when he went in there in the office to get this girl, that's even worse in my opinion. Take a look at this story because it seems like a lot is not said, and we'll talk about it in the commentary.
Story: an alleged kidnapper allowed to take a child from school.
Your child is supposed to be safe at school.
Tonight, the victim's parents are demanding answers.
At the end of the day, they failed my daughter.
Court documents reveal the suspect walked into Cross Keys Middle School in Florissant and convinced school officials to take the young girl off campus. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Hours later, police arrested JamesE.Paulette and found the victim. Tonight, the girl's furious parents are talking only to 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend. Robert?
Mike and Kelly, Wendy and Jermaine Thomas say right now they are riding an emotional roller coaster. The couple says they cannot believe a stranger took their 8th grader from her school. Tears stream down Wendy Thomas's face when she thinks about what happened to her 13-year-old daughter at Cross Keys Middle School in Florissant.
I'm still in a nervous wreck. Like I'm trying to hold it together. It's very emotional. It's scary not knowing where your daughter is.
The girl's father also overcome with a flurry of emotions.
An innocent 13-year-old child is sickening.
The parents say around 7:30 Tuesday morning, JamesE.Paulette,
Complete stranger.
walked into the office at Cross Keys Middle and checked out their daughter.
I just can't believe that he had the audacity to say that he knew me, he was a friend of mine. He went into school crying.
He came into the school, gave a sob story, and said that there's been a death in our family, and that he was here to come get my daughter.
Police say surveillance cameras caught Paulette on video leaving the school with the girl. Wendy Thomas says she learned about it only after a counselor from her other child's high school called and told her.
I'm beyond angry, and I'm frustrated, and I'm mad. I can't even describe the feeling that I have.
About 6 hours later, police used surveillance video to identify Paulette's car and license plate, which they matched with court citations that led them to his North County home. There, they arrested him and found the girl.
She came out, thank God. He took her to the house, and he gave her a drink.
Prosecutors charged Paulette with child kidnapping. The Ferguson-Florissant School District released a statement and said, in part, "We are actively investigating this matter and will take the necessary steps to ensure the appropriate level of accountability and support."
They didn't follow the steps that they supposed to have followed. They failed my daughter.
Now, the parents tell us their daughter returned to school today. Paulette is now in jail on a $500,000 bond.
All right, guys, that's the story of this perverted ass, dirty, middle-aged man, JamesE.Paulette. And he should be shown the flowers immediately. He know what he did was wrong, but to go under the premise of lying and putting death on a family member, going in there with a sob story, acting like you crying, all because you trying to sneak off with somebody's kid. I told you before, people don't play about their kids. And you know who else ain't playing? The predators that's going after them. This is like a new trend. I just did a story out there, I think it was Memphis, where a guy did this to another girl. Think she was a high school girl though. This is a middle schooler. Now, you got to pay attention to this whole thing because something ain't right here. They only talked about the situation with the guy of what he did and how the school failed. It was the school's fault and stuff. Now, I do agree. They could have called and verified who this guy was, and they should have before getting out of there. But he came in there with that swath of emotion, crying, acting like, oh, I got to get her out of school. And people fell for it, and they signed her out. That was wrong. So the school does play a part in it. But you know who else plays a part in it? That girl. You know, a lot of people get caught up in the emotion and say, oh, you shouldn't blame the girl. She's just a kid. Let me explain something to you. How did this guy even know her name? Let alone her last name. You think about it. He knew what grade she was in. He knew her name. He knew to sign her out. He didn't know nothing about that school, getting her out of there. So she had to aid in him getting her out of school. So what does that tell you? They know each other. This guy's a stranger. You just came out and went with him. I remember when I used to check my kids out a long time ago, if the person wasn't familiar with me as a father, they would always be like, yo, you know this guy? Hey, come here, let me talk. Hey, you know him? And then it would be, boom. You know what I'm saying? At a school, your kids should be safe. So they do take the brunt of a lot of this. But this guy came in there, said he was a friend of the man, a close friend of the man. How did he know the father's name? Come on. That means that young lady helped with this. Police acted quickly. Good. They caught him at the house. Now, he's only been charged with kidnapping. So I guess nothing really, he didn't have time to do anything. The mother said he gave her a drink. I don't know what that means, but, you know, we leave that to somebody's imagination. But either way, man, the girls back home could have been bad. I don't know what it is. You know, like when I was younger and you was 13 years old, you knew what a grown-up was. This guy's 43 fucking years old. Back in the day, a 13-year-old girl was like, ew, you're a grown-up. Get away from me. Now it's like everybody's rushing to be grown and have their own independence and all of this type of stuff. And situations like this happen and continue to happen. I don't know what kind of parents these people are. But you could see the concern and sadness on their face that their child was caught up in some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Either way, man, this dude right here is a piece of shit. And there are many, many more like him. I don't even know why the justice system even deals with this. Somebody that takes advantage of a child. Because, you know, at his age, he can run laps around her mentally and get her to curve and do what he wants. And I think part of it probably was this. Oh, I wish you ain't had to go to school. Or I don't want to go to school. Listen, I'd snatch her computers, her phone, and I'd see what the correlation is between him and her. Because there's a lot of questions that ain't answered. And I think she played a part in this. More than sure. I don't see no man just coming up there and just asking for a random name and just getting the girl out of school he don't know when she goes with him. How about you? Leave me a comment. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Region channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's like a disturbing trend now to where people feel as though they confident enough to go up there to a school and take a girl out. And you know he wasn't going out taking her out just to hang around her and get to know the mind of a 13-year-old. What is he trying to recapture you? The fuck out of here. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.